Welcome back for another video. Today I'll be showing you how to patch a hole in your pond liner. Lid. Here's my pond. It's completely drained now, and I have all the fish over in those two tanks, and it's been a few days, so the water's all pretty much dried at the bottom. But basically I'm going to be patching that hole. You can see kind of right down there. I'll show you when I get in there, but it's a hole kind of on that crease, so we'll see how it works. It would be nice if it was like right, well, it would be nice if I didn't have a hole at all, but it would be easier to patch if it was like right over there, because it's a flatter surface. So with this crease, it's gonna make it a little harder. I'll get down there and show you, but first I'm gonna clean it and everything. The patch kit I'm gonna use, so I'll post a link to the same one on Amazon. So it's this guy right here. So the liner I have is EPDM liner. It's 45 mil EPDM liner, and this kit is for that. It comes with 2 patches, a roller, some primer, a scrubber, and some gloves. I probably won't use the gloves, but I got this specific one. You could get like round patches if you wanted, which would be cheaper, but I got this, it's got the roller and the primer, and I wanted to make sure to use that to make sure I don't have to do it again. Which, I mean, the round patches that you can get for like 10 bucks would work. I can post a link to that as well if you wanted. Otherwise, this will work perfectly. So before I get in the pond, here's what I'm going to be using to do the patch. I have some alcohol to clean the surface, some water as well, which I'll use first before the alcohol to clean it, a rag for wiping and so forth. Here's the patch kit I mentioned earlier with everything you need in there, and then some scissors. Here is the hole in my pond. It's like something first chewed it and then it got torn or something. So the problem with if something chewed it down here, it's probably gonna happen again, but this is gonna be like a temporary patch, and then I'll see if I wanna just patch it again when something eats a hole, or redo the pond or something. But it's also kind of crazy, like the pond, the liner used to be all the way against the wall when I made the pond, and now like with the water out, there's a huge, look at that, there's like a gap between the liner about 2 inches. So that's gonna also make it a little harder to get the patch on there because I can't push on anything. Versus like right there, that's like solid, but all around here, just kind of weird. I wonder if it's because of the heat or something. I don't think so. But anyway, there's the hole I'm gonna be doing. So the nice thing is this crease I can get out of the way, and then I can get it right there. Just gotta clean all that up, and then we'll be set. And also with how this hole is, it probably will keep getting bigger, just because it's gonna be, you can see that slice right there. Probably just keep tearing over time and just get bigger and bigger. But otherwise, the first thing I wanna do is clean the surface right here. So first I'll just use some water and rub this all, just to get it as clean as possible. The patch kit also comes with this little sponge scrubber, which will help cleaning as well. So we got the liner nice and clean right there. You can see kind of the difference. Did a lot of scrubbing with that little brush, that little green scrubber, which actually worked well. So that's good. I just gotta dry it off. I'll probably let it dry in the sun for a little minute too after using this rag. So after cleaning it with the water, just want to take some alcohol and get it on there. I'll use the rag to wipe it down and everything. Get it everywhere. Clean it as much as possible. Get it on all the spots. This is all just to help ensure that the patch sticks as well as it can. If you have the ability to get like a board behind here and get it on a flat surface for pushing the patch, that would be ideal. Here's one of the patches, which will cover the area. It's kind of small though. I would have hoped it was a little bigger. But anyways, you want to cut it. You want to cut this into more of a rounder shape so it's less likely to peel off. So there's a patch. It's nice and round, so that should do better than this rectangle one. It'd be nice if I had another person. Also, it's kind of hard to do this with recording. Just got the camera right here. I gotta do it from the side. Otherwise, that's gonna go on like that. But before I do that, I wanna get that primer on there. But here's that primer. It says Shake Well. It's in a glass bottle. And then to apply it, what I'll be using is this small rag right here. Just a corner of a towel. That should get it on nicely. All right, there we go. So now I can cover the whole area. Some more on there. Just dries up too quickly. I wonder if this is some crappy primer or something. All right, this is some crappy primer. Anyways, typically with the primer, you want it to wait until it's tacky. So I'm just gonna apply a lot of this and hopefully this works with this primer. I should have worn those gloves. It wasn't supposed to be this messy. All right, got it on there. So typically you wanna wait until it's tacky. So I'll do this fast. So we got that primer on there. I wanna grab this patch. Peel that off. And then all right, now that we got that there, you want to grab that roller, smooth that all out. Dirty now. All right, so we got that patch on there. Then what I like to do is I've used a different primer, and as I mentioned, this is kind of crap, but I like to put it around the outside and rub it in there just to give it a better seal right here on the edges. So with this, I'm just gonna pour it up here and see how it goes. I'll post better primer in the description, but you have to buy like a big can of it, and that's why I got this patch kit, because it came with this little bottle. So we'll see. All right, that's nice. So I got it to go around the outside like that. Now we'll let it dry. Typically, I mean, you should be able to add water pretty quickly, but I'll wait like 10 minutes and we'll see from there. So you can see I got that patch on there. It was kind of a mess getting it on here just because that primer, I don't know if it was me or that primer just sucked. But anyway, it was able to work, so hopefully that seals it. I'll clean everything off and spray it down after a bit. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna get a water meter because I wanna know actually how much exactly this pond holds. You can calculate based on the dimensions, but you know, given the slopes and everything, we'll see about that. But that should hold there. Here's the patch. It's been like a few hours, so I went to Home Depot and stuff like that. I mean, it seems decent. I can probably pull it off. I mean, it looks like it's doing well right here as well, but I don't want to work on it too much. It's attached though. Let's see where I messed the primer. But I mean, as you can see, as I said, it's working well there. So far so good. I will probably fill it up tomorrow, trying to get a shop vac so I can drain all this crap. I got a shop vac and I pretty much got the pond nice and clean. As you can see there, sucked up a bunch of gunk, so that's gonna make it a lot better, or so I don't have that stuff in the pond. I mean, it would get filtered out eventually, but this makes it easier. One thing to note though, I mentioned earlier in the video, there's like these pockets here. I realize it's because in the center the water's being pushed up, so it's kind of pulling the liner, especially because there's no pressure on it. So you can see there's still water underneath here. It's gonna slip. You can see all that. So I can't like push it out because the water just, so you can see the liner moves that way. Well, it doesn't need it over here, but I can't like push it because the water just gonna go back down there. So I'm gonna hope the pressure from the water when I start filling it works out. Otherwise, right here I would attach my bottom drain, but it's gonna weigh there, so I'm gonna leave that, and hopefully the water just pushes it and makes it all smooth. So I don't want any pulling issues. Oop. Over here and around different spots. There's a few spots that are like mainly right here, and then like over there is where there's this pocket of air just underneath. Since I don't know exactly how many gallons the pond is, I'm gonna be using a water meter attached to my hose to figure out. So I got this from someone a while ago when I bought some other stuff, and I realized I had it the other day after going to Home Depot and they didn't have one. So I'll use this. It doesn't have a garden or hose attachment, so I'll try adding a PVC pipe. Well, I didn't buy the attachment, so I didn't want to go to Home Depot again. But I'm gonna try just sticking the hose in this pipe and attaching that here, and hopefully that works. But otherwise, it is time to start filling the pond. I have it set up like this. It's kind of janky, but there's the water meter. It's at 0. It's attached to there, and then it goes over here, and then I just kind of screwed this into the bottom. So hopefully I didn't mess up the threadings on that, and hopefully the pressure doesn't push that out or push this into the water. It's not glued. It is working. I'm not sure how accurate this thing is. It should be, because when I looked the price up on this thing, it was kind of pricey. I'll post a link to it if I can find it, because they had different styles, so I looked up one similar. But anyway, so the only thing is it is leaking right there, but I'll probably angle it up and that'll avoid it. Otherwise, we got 4 gallons in the water right now, I guess. So I got some water in here now. I'm gonna leave it like this probably for a day. I got it like marked right there, so just to make sure that patch is doing well before I fill it up anymore. I thought this thing wasn't accurate, but I think it is, because it looks like it is, because what I did is I filled a 5-gallon bucket and timed it, and calculated how long it took to fill that 5-gallon bucket and how long I had the water running. So it's about 700 gallons. It is 700 gallons that I pretty much added in here. It looks more than that though, but I guess that's what it is. Patch is holding. It didn't drain during the night, so that's good. So now I'll turn on the filter itself. So what I need to do for that is basically clean out this filter over here. So it's been sitting for how long? A week now. And what happens is anaerobic activity develops in the filter itself. So I'm gonna have to drain this out. I'm gonna have to use my blower and everything and just clean it out and just flush the whole system out so it all goes out there before I start adding the fish. So I'll do that on this. The water's gonna drain, and then because I'm trying to calculate how much exact gallons are in here, I'll just fill it up back to the point I have and then start using that gallon calculator again. I'm finished with draining out the filter, setting up the pump and everything. So it's just a combination of me using this air blower to stir it up, opening this valve to drain some of it out, and then turning the pump on and off, and you put it on backwash, and it just drains out to the rest of my garden. So it just took some time, but just a matter of getting all of that gunk out of there, because there's a lot of anaerobic activity just from it sitting around. There's also some probably in my bogs, but I'll leave that. I got the waterfalls up and running now, so that's gonna be circulating, filtering out the water. Once I get it back up to where I had it before, just like right there, so it dropped a good amount, then I'll start calculating the water, and then also add the turtles in when I get it a little higher. They've been waiting for a while. pond is all ready to go. It's time to add the fish back in. There's no more leaking. I got the turtles already in here and then one goldfish to test it out. So now I got to add them from there. I moved all the koi into the one to get it to the right temperature. So I have a heater in there to get it the same temperature. So all I need to do is just bring them from there into here. One big ass catfish. Here's where the water meter stopped at. 2,331 gallons, but I would say I think it's about 2,500 gallons because when I was filling it up, we started to use a different hose, and this thing only records it at a certain flow rate, and I didn't realize it wasn't calculating. So I would say it's a little more than this because we started to use the hose in the garden to water the plants, and then this thing just stopped moving. So that's about how many gallons it is. It's a lot less than I thought it was. I thought it was like at least 3,500 or something like that from the dimensions and stuff like that, but the slope and everything makes a big difference. Still a good size though. So far the pond's all good. The water's staying where it's at. Got a bunch of fish in here now. They're all nice and happy. So the leak was right down there where that goldfish is, all the way down there at the bottom. Well, that sums up this video. I'll post links and everything to what I used to patch it in the description, as well as some better ones that you can check out as well. If you did like this one, remember to check out this video up here. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.